Hello, my spiritual friends. Okay, today I have a super important topic to cover. That is one that every medium struggles with from time to time. And it's doubt in your mediumship connection or what it is that you're receiving. So you might link to someone in spirit and start to receive impressions or information and immediately think to yourself, is that real? Did I imagine that? What if I say it and it's wrong? Many people believe experienced mediums never experience this. But the truth is that doubt often still appears, even for experienced mediums. Now, the difference is that simply experienced mediums, they learn how to work with this doubt or being unsure. Instead of letting it stop them, they know how to work with it through tools. Mediumship rarely feels like hearing a voice clearly speaking into your ear. Instead, the information often arrives in subtle ways. You might receive a quick image in your mind, a feeling in your body, words that kind of pop into your awareness, and sometimes a memory that doesn't feel like your own. Because these impressions are subtle, the logical mind naturally wants to step in and ask questions. Your mind is simply trying to understand what's happening, what you're receiving, what it's feeling. The doubt is often the analytical mind trying to fill in the gaps or make sense of the information. Many mediums discover something interesting over time, though. Their first impression that they receive is often the clearest. It may appear quickly and subtly, quietly. Then the mind kind of starts to kick in and try to figure it out. So for example, you might see an image of a garden. The first thought simply is, oh, garden. Then the mind starts to kind of come in and create stories. Maybe that's important. Maybe I should wait for something clearer. Maybe I should think to myself, did I see a garden and now I'm imagining it? Did you assign the garden to somebody or who it belongs to? But when you just deliver it clearly without interpretation, that simple image might be the strongest validation in the entire reading. So learning to trust first, that first initial impression is one of the most important skills in mediumship. Doubt is not always a problem. So the spirit communicator can subtly nudge you if the way you're presenting evidence is incorrect. This could come across as doubt. It's important to kind of know that subtle difference between the two. And healthy mediums, they stay curious about the information that they're receiving. They remain open rather than kind of like being rigid. They don't interpret or put their own spin on the information. This protects the integrity of what you're receiving in your work. So confidence and humility, they need to kind of coexist together. Over time, mediums develop simple strategies to work with that doubt. One of the most helpful is delivery without editing. When a detail is given by a spirit communicator, the medium shares it honestly without trying to perfect it first. Another helpful approach is describing the experience instead of interpreting it immediately. So for example, it could look like, instead of saying, this must represent your father's garden, you might say, I'm being shown an image of a garden with flowers along the path. Then check in with the recipient and then ask the spirit communicator to share more about it. This keeps the communication clear and the yes is coming. So self-trust grows through experience, of course. The more readings a medium gives, the more they kind of see the subtle impressions and often become kind of meaningful validations for them. Over time, the communication between the medium and the spirit communicator gets stronger. That doubt may still be there occasionally, of course, but it doesn't stop the flow. Mediumship isn't about eliminating doubt completely, of course. It's about learning how to navigate forward, even when the mind is kind of questioning things, trying to fill in the blanks. By focusing on technique and craft, the connection grows stronger. When the medium chooses growth over perfection, it builds trust in themselves and with those in spirit. Because spirit communication doesn't require certainty, it requires a willingness to be open and grow. And quite often, the most powerful evidence begins with the quietest kind of impressions. So give it a go. Don't overthink it. Enjoy your time with the spirit world. Hopefully this video is helpful, and I appreciate you tuning in. Until next time, take care.